What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Car Talk. Today, on my way to the gym, we're going to talk about something a little personal. It's me growing up with a very overprotective mom, which I feel like a lot of people can relate to. So, why not talk about it, right? So growing up, my mom, she was the very helicopter type parent, meaning basically she would do literally everything for me because it could be dangerous for me. I could hurt myself. Which, okay, so some examples. I didn't learn how to use a knife. My mom wouldn't let me use a knife until I was 10 years old. Crazy, right? Meaning, like, if we were at dinner or something and I was trying to chop up a steak, she would, without asking, just go over, take my fucking knife, and then just start cutting it for me. Now, I'm not gonna lie, at the time I didn't really care. Because my mentality was, all right, well, I don't want to do it anyways. So you want to go do it, go right ahead. That was small stuff. But, and then as I got older, stuff with sports. Didn't want me doing sports at all because I could hurt myself. Safe to say I didn't listen. I still did sports. I found some loopholes by just having my dad take me to practice, and when my sister got a car, she would take me to practice, or I would walk. So I found my ways, and that point right there I'm going to get to later in the car talk. Right now I'm just giving some context on how, my mom was basically putting me in a protective bubble, and how it can negatively impact either your relationship with the child or make that child not grow up fully. And that's the same thing with chores. I didn't really do chores at all. My mom didn't make me do them because I could hurt myself. Which again, at the time, I didn't really care because I didn't want to do them to begin with. So my mentality was, you want to do it, go ahead. But I look back on it, it probably wasn't the best idea. And it's not just a knife or not going to sports. It was kind of with everything. Women, oh brother, let me tell you. I couldn't stand 5 feet from a woman. My mom would freak out if I was talking to girls, if girls were talking to me, if a girl was saying my name. She would tweak out. And for example, I remember this very vividly. So it was a soccer match, right? Now the girls' soccer team already finished their game. So usually they come over to watch our game because we used to do the same anyways. If our game finished before theirs, we go over to them. So they come over and start watching the game and start cheering us on. Now I played defenseman. I was a left side defender. Guy comes running down. I'm chasing him. I'm guarding him. And a few of the girls start chanting my name. My mom was there because I wanted her to watch the game. And I look at her face and she has the meanest. She's giving these girls the meanest look. And then after the game, when I walked over and I saw my mom goes, "Who are those bitches calling your name?" I'm just like, what? The girls' soccer team? She tells me, "Don't talk to those girls. They're all skanks." And I'm just like, what the fuck? Okay. And what what that started to do over time was it made me almost like terrified to get into a relationship during like high school, middle school, and all that, because of how my mom would react. During high school, I went on a date with this girl. And when I told my mom, she absolutely flipped out. We had probably a 40-minute argument over me going out on a date. I was 16. It is normal. So she did not like that at all. And then when I defended the girl, then my mom turns around and goes, so now you're going against your mother. And as a kid, I'm just like, what the fuck do I do now? Like, what am I supposed to do? So what I ended up my relationship with my mom started to get a little worse and worse. Now it's picked up a little bit. I still don't really tell her anything, as far as, she doesn't even know I do YouTube. I just don't, my family's very judgmental, so I don't really say much to them. And what I feel like her overprotectiveness caused me is now I don't feel comfortable talking to you over anything personal. Now anything personal, I either have to find someone else or just keep it to myself and figure it out, which is not good for any child. It's not good. It's not a good feel. Like, that's how I feel currently. That I don't really talk to anybody about, personal problems. And it's a sucky feeling like you got no one to talk to. You just got to keep it to yourself. But that's what happens when you create that kind of overprotectiveness over a kid. They'll either be sneaky. You either will create sneaky kids. They'll just go behind your back, because if someone really wants to do something, then they'll do it. And in this case, kids will do it just to spite the parents. So I feel like, which I understand the viewpoint, right? You want what's best for your child. You want to protect your child. You don't want your child to get hurt, obviously. But you also can't coddle your child. You know what I mean? You have to let them grow up. You have to let them make mistakes, and then be supportive, be there for them so that they could go to you. Wouldn't you rather have your child go to you than some random person? Right? So it's something that, I wasn't happy that my mom would be super, super overprotective. And I've used that now, I'll use it as an example of what sounds bad, but what not to do when I have a kid. I don't have any kids yet, thank God. I do not want to be 19 with a kid. I'm not there yet. I'm not at that emotional or financial support yet to raise a child. But that being said, I really don't feel it's a fine balance, right? I feel like at the end of the day, it's important to have hard conversations with your kid, but you do want at least your kid to come to you over anyone else. Take like weed or alcohol or partying or anything like that. I feel like instead of, because let's be frank, kids are gonna do it. I didn't smoke because I didn't want to smoke until I was 18. But damn near every single one of my friends, besides one, smoked behind their parents' back. Where there's a will, there's a way. So your kid will most likely either be around people that smoke or drink or end up partaking it in themselves. I feel like the best way to handle it would just be let your kid know the risks, and be comfortable talking to you about it, right? That way you don't have to, if something goes wrong, let's say something goes wrong, they could at least come to you and not feel like they're gonna get reamed out when they get home. I feel like that's the best way for a kid to have that feeling of, worst comes to worst, no matter what, my parents will help me out, no judgment. That's my opinion on that. Because now it's like, anything happens, I just figure it out. I don't run to my mom. I don't run to my dad. I mean, my dad, he's another conversation for another car talk. To give you guys context, I don't have the greatest relationship with my parents. I really don't. It's like, as when it comes to personal stuff, or anything really, I guess, obsessed of something going on in my life. Like with that whole moving in situation, I did not tell my parents about what was going on, about the whole fiasco. I kept it pretty bare bones, didn't go to the surface, because I already knew what was going to be said. I was going to be hit with extreme judgment, and I did, because then my family found out when I moved back, and then I got reamed out for that. It's just not, I don't know, I feel like it's just the judgment is just the poor way to go about it. Because you just create, when you're super protective and you're going to be super judgmental when a kid makes a mistake or they do something, or, you know what I mean? You're just going to worsen your relationship with your kid instead of strengthening it. And you're gonna create kids that's gonna rebel. Kids are gonna rebel, period. It's honestly it just happens. The best way to go about it, I feel like, because it's been on my mind on how I would deal with it as a parent, because I try to look at things from both sides, right? And I feel like the best way how I would deal with it would be, as long as my kid feels comfortable enough to where they could come to me for anything and not feel judged, I think it's the best way. If anything happens at a party, right, you call me. I don't care if it's 4 o'clock in the morning. You call me, I'll be there. I think that's the best way to go about it. Instead of, punish them after. Punish them the next day. Don't ream them out right then and there. Where you already are in the car. Oh yeah, what did I tell you not to? You know what I mean? Like, there's a whole. It's a tough thing, but it's something that's been on my mind, and I wanted to talk about it. Let me know if you guys had similar experiences, or maybe different experiences, maybe different viewpoints. I do always, when people leave a comment, I do read it. So feel free. But that's it for this car talk. It's a little on the more personal side, but I feel like you guys should know who I am, my background, where I came from, how my mind works, what my life experiences have been. That's the whole point of these car talks. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed learning more about my life. And I hope you guys have a good one. See ya.